It's only appropriate that our Take Me to the River ride, falling on International Female Ride Day, was led by our only female road captain, Lisa. She led us out from Buckeye Harley-Davidson and took a meandering path south to Maysville, Kentucky. After lunch, we rode through the backroads of northern Kentucky to Augusta and the Augusta Ferry, and then home. The ride was approximately 260 miles, with a lot of hills and curves. The ride really began once we started down Ohio State Route 41. Route 41 rolls through the hidden hills of Ross County and the small Paint Township communities of Fruitdale and Humboldt. As Ross County turns to Pike County, we noted Amish buggies with their associated hazards along the side of the road. Moving towards Brush Creek State Forest and the quaint communities of Cynthiana and Sinking Spring, we began to see cows, Shetland ponies, and goats grazing on grassy hillsides. We continued south on Route 41 to Peebles. An Ohio historical marker notes the town was platted in 1881 by Isaiah Custer on the junction of Old Zane's Trace and the Cincinnati and Eastern Railway. It was then onward through Oliver Township to Duncansville before reaching West Union, the 1803 Adams County seat. Farm silos decorated the horizon near Sprigg Township before the road passed through Bentonville, Bradysville, and Big Three Mill Creek, and then onward to Ellsbury and finally Aberdeen. There, in Aberdeen, we were greeted by the rolling Ohio River as it curves gently through the hills, flickering like spangle on the surface. We crossed into Kentucky riding over the Simon Kenton Memorial Bridge, a suspension bridge that carries U.S. Route 62 across the Ohio River to connect Maysville, Kentucky, with Aberdeen, Ohio. Our group consisted of 26 motorcycles and trikes and 39 riders. Too many for one group, but not too many for our lunch stop, Pasquale's Restaurant in Maysville. The restaurant has the ambiance of an older, maybe 1950s or 1960s era pizzeria. The menu was fairly diverse for an Italian restaurant, featuring chicken wings and salads, hoagies and hamburgers, pasta dishes, calzones, and of course, pizza. Once we finished our meals, we used having both groups together to get some photo opportunities before getting back on the road to start the second half of the ride. As we departed Pasquale's, we headed southwest on US 62. US 62 is the only U.S. highway to cross the Ohio River twice. It connects the Kentucky city of Maysville and the Ohio village of Aberdeen. Its other crossing over the Ohio River crosses the river between Illinois and Kentucky and connects the far western region of Kentucky with the southern tip of Illinois. We turned onto Kentucky Route 596, a 10.5-mile long highway that runs from U.S. Route 62 to Kentucky Route 10 in eastern Germantown. It's a winding route with few distractions from the natural landscape. This byway is popular with motorcyclists due to the fun twists and turns, as well as the many valleys, creeks, and patches of woodland. We then rode along Route 10 until we came to Route 435. Kentucky Route 435 is an 11-mile state highway connecting the rural areas of Mason and Bracken counties with Fernleaf, Minerva, and Augusta. The highway crosses over Little Bracken Creek and then intersects with Route 8 in Augusta. Situated on the banks of the Ohio River, Augusta has been repeatedly recognized for its historical and cultural significance, as well as its 9 miles of unobstructed, outstanding river views. Augusta is the only city included on the list of must-see locations in the state of Kentucky. One of the highlights of the ride was the Augusta Ferry. As one of the oldest ferry services still in operation on the Ohio River, the Augusta Ferry runs 7 days a week. Ferry services have been in operation in Augusta since April 2, 1798, when it began shuttling passengers between Kentucky and Ohio on a hand-propelled ferry. To this day, the ferry continues to transport passengers between Augusta and Boone's Landing, located 1 mile west of Higginsport, Ohio. The last leg of the ride was just heading home. We disembarked from the ferry onto U.S. Route 52 and headed toward the village of Higginsport and turned onto State Route 221. Route 221 is situated entirely in the southern portion of Brown County. The northern terminus of 221 is in Georgetown, the county seat of Brown County. Like Kentucky 596, Route 221 consists of twists and turns, valleys, creeks, and patches of woodland. However, it also includes a major hazard along most of the route: tar snakes. Tar snakes are the seemingly endless repairs to cracked road surfaces. Tar laid down in the cracked asphalt is a problem because on hot days the tar heats up. The tar becomes more fluid the hotter it gets. When your tire hits the snake, your tires slip. This slipping of the tire, especially the front tire, and especially on curves, feels like your motorcycle is jerking. If you're not expecting them, tar snakes can freak you out. In Georgetown, we turned onto Route 125 in order to intersect with US Route 68, and from there it was a straight shot home into Xenia.